Good afternoon, welcome back to episode number 6. I'm at Wyreside again today, but I'm on sunny 2. I've actually started my tench fishing now, and been doing a bit of research. A few people that I know have started their tench fishing quite early, and they've been doing pretty well so far. So I've come on here it's Wednesday now. I'm on till Sunday morning. The weather is actually a very nice sunny day at the moment. At the moment, the camera is actually my bivvy in the Titan. It's quite windy. I've got a westerly blowing into this corner. I'm basically fishing a bit of a bay in a couple of corners, so I'm hoping for a bit of action at some point this week. Fishing with 3 rods, like I normally do. But I'm hoping the tench are going to start to come to. I've done a bit of baiting up. As you know, I tend to use my spom and my marker float a lot, which I've not done that today because I'm only fishing the margins. So I've walked around with my bucket because I can walk up to the top where I want to be, and my spoon, and I've just chucked a load in, hoping it'll attract the tench. Because there's quite a lot of tench in. This is quite a good peg actually for the tench. I'm not, in all fairness, I've not fished this yet for the tench, this peg. But I've done pretty well on the far banking. Pegs from 10 to 13 I've done well on. But I do know through talking to the bailiff, talking to another couple of guys that I know, that this peg number 1 on sunny 2, does really well for the tench. So I'm hoping it's going to do well for me this week. It's meant to get better from today onwards. Hopefully it's going to heat up a little. Like I say, it's quite warm now. The bivvy's quite warm, and it's quite warm outside. Like I say, we've got a nice westerly coming in. So, all in all, everything, the traps are set, the bait's out. I will have a bit of a play around later with my marker float, I think. Into the bit more into the open water. See if I can find a cover bar, and I might bait that up for a couple of days and then fish on it. Either for the last night or the last couple of nights, I don't know. I'm still in a bit of limbo yet what to do. There's only me on, a day angler on, and then someone over far side who's on. They're on back of the wind. But to be honest, I'd have thought they'd got on the wind here, because I do know the tench on this water do follow the wind. Because I was on peg 13 June last year, and the wind were blowing in. I had a couple then. And when wind turned away, I didn't get another thing. Nothing at all. But so I'm hoping they're going to follow the wind now, get into this bay. I'm not fishing a tight area. I'm fishing spread out, like family rods out up the margin next to an old bush. I'm using a flatbed feeder with KG 110mm boilie and special G ground bait from Baytech. And the other rod, the second rod, the middle rod should I say, that's basically my maggot liner with a PVA bag full of maggots, plastic cone with the maggots on the end. You've seen that a few times, I've shown you. And my last one's on a swim feeder, a block end feeder with some maggots, casters and some CSL in, and a worm on as a hook bait. So see how we go. I'll show you the rigs bit later on in detail, how I'm using them, and the bait, and we'll see how we get on. I'll speak to you soon. Right, we have a quick tip for you. Well, it's not a tip, it's more of a bit of advice. Back in September, I fished on here in a match. Basically, I joined up because I wanted something to do, and it was a kite match, but I was fishing for the tench. I wasn't really paying much interest into the match. But this peg I was on now, there was a lad called Sean on it, and he was fishing on sunny 1 about an hour ago, and he's moved down to the River Lake, which is just over the other side of here. and when he was on this peg he caught a fish. And I remember saying it came off a gravel bar, and I didn't know where this gravel, and I asked him earlier on when I was baiting up round the side, and I just says to him, which is your, you know, when you caught that big common, that £20 common, where did it come from, whereabouts with the gravel bar? And he told me. And I've just been leading about now with my marker rod, and I found it. 3 casts, I found this gravel bar. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's not so far out, not as far as I thought it would be. He told me how it comes across and how it goes into a ball to the right of this gravel bar. I mean, I'll try and show you later. The wind's a bit shocking, to be quite fair, and my last blogs I did on here was proper windy, so I've deleted them, and I'm going to try and make this blog a lot better so you can see and hear more, because that last one you couldn't really hear nothing because of the wind. Anyway, I'm rambling on. This bar, luckily it's not so far out, it's diagonal, it comes across from the point. There's a point swim just in front of me. I don't know what number it is, but the point swim, and it comes down across from the swimming. I just, like I said, I've had 3 casts and I found this bar, and it's only about 9.5 wraps around my distance sticks. So what's 9.5 wraps? Is it 40 yard, 39 yards, something like that? I'm not so sure. But it's not far out. I've only found it, I've only marked up to it. I've clipped my rod up, I've marked my rod, I've written down how far it is. So probably later in the week I will probably get that spot going. If I don't get a tench, I'll probably get a carp or something on that, maybe. I prefer a tench. But like I said, the lad Sean is a regular on here. He fishes here a lot. You know, he's a good angler and he'll help you. Especially being a tench angler like I am, a tench and bream angler. A lot of carpers don't tend to help me, they're a bit funny with me. But Sean's a good lad, and you know, he's a good angler as well. So brilliant that I found that gravel bar. But you know, there's no harm in asking. If you see somebody and ask him if they, I mean, I've been here what, 2.5 hours, and a guy's pulled up, he's on for the day, he's over at Wyreside, and he's asked me if I fished it. And I says I fished it for tench but never for carp, and that's the only answer I could give him, really. You know, I'm not clued up on the carp fishing on here. So yeah, I'm buzzing. I found that bar. I say it's not far out. It's literally straight in front of me. So I can I'll probably put a rod on that later this week. I'll probably put a bit of bait out on it tomorrow. Let's see how we get on. But like I say, there's no harm in asking. He might feel a bit funny with you, just, you know, bollocks to him, that's what I say. But yeah, very good. Right, catch you all later. Beautiful tench. That is absolutely corking, that fish. Now, it's like a block of ice, is this thing. Beautiful fish. So I'm going to put it back. Right, boys and girls, I'm back again. Just a quick, well, I'll say a quick vlog. The tench, like I had before, I weighed it. It's been took up to the other lake. I weighed the sling afterwards. I weighed it when it was in the sling, so I could deduct the weight of the sling, and the fish came to £6. So I'm quite happy with that. First tench of the year, £6. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. But anyway, I'm just going to show you now, right quick. Basically the ground bait, well, not say ground bait, but the spod mix I've been using to fire out to that spot over there, which I'll show you in a couple of minutes. Basically, last night, yesterday I had a change round altogether. Remember me telling you that I found a spot? It was 9 and a bit wraps out from me towards the point swim, at the edge of the point swim, and basically it's about 6 foot deep and I'm on gravel, and I found it on my 3rd cast on my marker rod. Ever since then I've been buzzing. So yesterday when I found it, I put 1 rod on there, and I was just testing, you know, seeing how it was going. I kept casting a few sponful out every now and again just to chucking a bit of bait in there. And then obviously in the night, the Tench roared off, which I was over the moon about. A few hours later, probably about 4:30 this morning, it roared off again. And I had something quite big. I think it was a carp, in all fairness. I don't think it was a Tench. If it was a mighty big thing. Anyway, he got me wedged, he got me snagged up anyway, and it cut me off. And when I reeled the line in, quite a lot of the line was chafed, and it was kind of like, it weren't brilliant. So obviously it had me behind a snag, and it cut the line. And it literally only cut the end of the, from where the swivel is really. Because when I wrapped it back out, I was only I was about a foot short from the actual original marker on my rod. So obviously it's all going to work because it was if the actual lead would have dropped off, the lead tubing would have fell off, the tungsten tubing should I say, and the fish would have gotten rid of the hook. So that's all good. So knowing that's going to be all right. So anyway, I'm going to show you my spod mix that I was putting out, which I think did it. In all fairness, but I was just very lucky. One of the two. Right, if you look down here, I'll show you. This is basically the mix. You can see, basically I got in there. I've got some KG 110mm, plenty of coin, casters, maggots, hemp. Hemp being the majority of the mix. I've also got some Scopex pellet in there as well. Fantastic stuff. And I've also put in a bit of red ground bait, a bit of blitz mix, which is this stuff here. I don't know what mixed blitz is. I've only started to use it. It stinks, but I've heard people doing well on it over the last few months. So there we are. I've also been using the mixed blitz additive, liquid additive, in with this. I'm not putting a CSL in this. Well, that is, as you can see, is the mix. So what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to put a full jar of this in. I'm going to make some more. That's a jar full in. I mean, I roughly go through one of these about one a day. Summertime I could go through quite a lot, probably 2 a day. When the fish, well, depending on which water that I'm on. So I'll just show you. These are the pellets that I've been using. Scopex squid. That's all they are. Put a few handful of them in. See how we get on. And if I can find them, I don't know what I've done with them. Is KG1 boilies. Now I do like these for bream and tench. They're a fish mealy, but they're very fruity. There's a fruity back note to it. That's 10mm. So I'll put a few of them in. Not going daft. Coin. Let's use little tins of coin. Probably about half a tin. This will last me probably till tomorrow afternoon now. By the time I've mixed this, it'll last me till tomorrow afternoon. And during the day I'll keep putting 2 or 3 spoonful out. And hopefully that will catch me some more fish. But there, that is the liquid additive I'm adding in. Put it in. It's also PVA friendly, this stuff, which is a bonus. Because I'm using a stick on top of my Well, I'll show you the rigs later on. I'm also using a stick on my rig, so when I fire that out, there's a bit of bait around the hook, because I'm using plastic coring with real maggots, and I like to have a little bit more attraction around it. That's why I'm using the stick mix. Finally, I've just stick a few spoonfuls of blitz mix in. This is just to soak up any liquid, really. There we are. Job is a good one. Here's my maggots. I think I've shown you before what I do with my maggots. Basically I put them in freezer bags, as you can see. I put them in freezer bags and then I just take all the air out and suffocate them down. They go to sleep and they'll last for a few days like this. I mean, I did this Tuesday, put them on Tuesday, and they're still asleep. There's none escaped. I don't know if you can see, but there's red bits here. Well, that's krill. I put plenty of powder krill in as well. Clean them off. There's a little bit amazing. Clean them off, put some krill in, and leave them. They smell awful. Smell of krill. That's a great additive in my opinion. But I will spawn some of these out later, just on the raw, because that's what I did last night. Put the main mix out, and then later on in the about an hour later, I stuck some maggots out and then recast my bait, my hook bait, and all and behold, I had a tench. I'm actually proper buzzing about that. First one of the year. You just can't go wrong with it, really. So that's my spod mix, what I've been using. So there you are, there you have it. What a message. So it's a lot warmer today. It's not as windy. It's a little bit more blue sky in the around. But I'll keep hearing the weekend's going to be a lot warmer, but I'm going Sunday, so I'll have to see. But anyway, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to quickly show you that spot. Let's turn that round and fire it round. There we are. That's the point. The tree. Get those blocks out of the way. That's what I'm aiming to the left of that tree, and it's roughly about, like I say, it's about 38 yards, I think it is. 38 yard, I think it is. It's not a massive chuck. It's just a nice little chuck, and it makes life so much easier when you're not casting so far. But the gravel boy runs from the corner of that peg, like you can see, and it comes across, diagonally across. It's quite a big bar actually. It's not, it's like shale, if you know what I mean. It's not big lumps of bloody gravel like boulders. It's nice and soft. There is one spot on Fox's Lake where it's gravel, but you do get snagged up because there's a lot of big rocks. But there it's smooth, nice gravel. Like I say, I will show you. I'll show you later my rig that I'm using. So there we have it. Right, that's 10 minutes of me rambling on. So I'm going to leave you to it. I'll let you watch the water for a minute. That's where I'm fishing. That bush on the corner of the point. Just there, it's a tree. Right on the edge. Using that as my far bank marker. I can see that in the dark. I've got one just to the left, and just one in the middle. So there you are. Right, another change. As you know, I'm fishing 2 rods on the spot, bait spot. My 3rd rod's been a bit of a roving rod around this particular bay in front of me. So what I've come to the conclusion is that they're not wanting ground bait. So what I've done is I've gone onto a maggot feeder, a bolt rig feeder, as you can see. Cast faint maggots, bolt Dunham feeder. Now, most of you do use these, I reckon, because they are pretty easy. You see, I've taken mine up. That's just to slow the rate of the maggots from coming out, because there's a lot of roach in here, and you tend to find if you use a feeder a lot, you get mullered straight away. As soon as that hits the water, the maggots come out, roach, poof, they've nailed you, they've done you. So my thinking is, put plenty of tape on it, just have 1 or 2 coming out where 1 or 2 roach can pick 1 or 2 off, and eventually the tench might catch on and go over there and have a little route round and get your hook bait. So it's very simple, but what I really wanted to show you was a little tip that I've been using these now for quite a while, these feeders, and I do like them, especially on gravel. And the thing that I have a problem with is they're a 2-ounce feeder, and I use these for the bream as well. And like I said, the problem I have is when you cast and you're hitting the spot every time and you fall onto gravel, I tend to find, because when it hits the surface of the water, if you're casting a long way, the lid can pop off. Now, I had an argument about a bloke on a fishing group about this. The idea of a feeder, in my opinion, is for it to be on the bottom and have the maggots around your hook bait, especially if you're fishing in deep water, because by the time it's got from top to bottom, it's emptied if that lid comes off. The water just flushes it through and you get maggots everywhere, and you don't want them you want them in a condensed area. And this guy obviously thought, you know, they're better over a bigger area. Well, in my opinion, no, that's the whole idea of a feeder. Because I'm not over a spawned area or a spotted area. It's just I'm casting it a little area, and what free food there is just in this. So anyway, back to the point. I've got a piece of rubber there. Basically, it's just an old anti-tangle sleeve. Well, it's not a tangle sleeve. It's a top of a lead rubber. You know, the bit goes on top of the lead. I've cut it in half and I've slid it down the tubing. Comes with a feeder. And what you do is I just push it right tight, push the lid on, and then get it and then just push it right very tight up towards the feeder. And it's very tight. Right, so, and what that does is it stops the lid from popping off. I think it's just been doing it now for a couple of years, and I got sick of the lid coming off, and you're always wondering if, oh bloody hell, is my bait going to be all over? I'm going to have any maggots in that feeder. I like to leave this out for about half an hour and then redo it. You can do it, I mean, there's lots of ways you can do it. You can fish with it, you can keep casting to the same spot. You know, you can keep casting to the same spot and build your area up, or you can just use it as a roving tool, which I do, instead of a PVA bag. So anyway, there you have it. That's my feeder rig, what I'm using now on my 3rd rod, and that's what it is. Phil's top tip of the day: bit of rubber on top of your feeder, stop the lid flying off. Catch you later. Right, here we go. The last vlog of the night. It's Friday night, and it is. What time it is? Someone tell you. Yeah, quarter to 6. The rods are out. Touch wood. Bit of action in the night, like last night. I'm all ready to go. Bait rig's made up. All I've got to do is clip it onto my quick link. Quick chain swivel and 9 and a bit wraps around there and back out. tomorrow's going to be a nice day. Well, the weekend's going to be nice, to be fair. So I'm hoping tomorrow evening, early Sunday morning, I might bag 1 or 2, touch wood. But we'll have to see, won't we? So it's going to be a bit breezy, and the odd shower tonight, nothing much. But tomorrow, it's going to be a lot warmer. It's going to be mild tonight as well. So, brilliant. So, next time you see me, hopefully be in the morning with a fish. If anything else changes, I might try and get it on at night time, but probably won't be the best idea. But we'll give it a try. So, anyway, I'm off. Have a cup of tea, chill out, and a scone. So, speak to you all soon. Well, boys and girls, here's the second one of the session. It's another 6-pounder. Absolutely over the moon. As you can see, mint fish. Ripped off at 9 o'clock this morning as I was having breakfast. Beautiful fish. Over the moon, 2 fish, on which is a very blowy day. So I'm going to get this one back and hopefully catch another 1 or 2 before I go home tomorrow. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, behaved itself for the camera too. Get it back. So I'll speak to you all soon, hopefully with other fish. Right, boys and girls, as you just seen, I've just had my second tench of the session. Another 6-pounder. This is the rig, basically, that I've been catching all my tench on. Basically, I showed you a couple of rigs before which I've been using, experimenting. But the rig that's actually catching the fish is the maggot rig, one with the maggots on. The corn and maggot rig. I was actually just in the process of tying a new rig up, a boilie rig, to go out. But by the time I got the boilie on, the rod ripped off. I was literally having my breakfast. And my breakfast dropped off. 2 minutes later, it was off. I actually fell in trying to land the bloody thing. But there it is, that's all it is. I'm fishing, like I say, 38 yards out, I think it is, 38, 37 yards out. I'm on a gravel patch. So I've got a gravel coloured rig tube, lead, uplink, and it is very short as this, for a simple reason, because it's on, you know, Tench, a bloody nightmare for getting rid of the hooks, and I find the shorter the hook link the better. Well, there you have it. Tench number 2 for this rig as well. Happy days. I think it's time to make another rig, cast it back out, I reckon. Happy days. See you all soon. Right, quick update. I think it is, what time it is actually, I think it's just gone off past 12, Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon now, isn't it? And the place is, well, every peg behind me on the roadside going downwards is just full. I'll probably show you a picture of that in just a second, but bloody hell, the wind is pretty bad. I mean, pretty bad. I don't know if you can hear it. If you can, I am so sorry. You know, I'm trying to keep everything out of the wind so you can hear me talking. Yeah, it's pretty windy. The rods have been out about half an hour, 3/4. After that fish, I left them out for a couple of hours. Then I brought them all in, re-wrapped them out, clipped up, put all new bait on, and a new rig on one of them. I'm sorry, on 2 of them. I've put a coin rig on this time, just popped up a piece of coin, probably about 1.5 inches off the bottom. I'm fishing a very tight area, probably in 3 feet of each other. so that's pretty tight. Probably the best I've ever done actually, that in the way of casts. Actually, I'm only fishing 38 yard, 39 yard out, so it's not far, but it's windy, you know, it could have gone wrong. So I'm pretty chuffed with that. I'm hoping that's going to be another fish. So I'll probably bring him in about 5 o'clock tonight, or 5, quickly redo him, remark, reclip him, new baits, new stick mate, new stick on the end, new bag, back out. I'm also using PVA bag full of hemp. That's what's in this one here. You see? All that in there is just, it's just hemp, corn, sorry. But in it, I've put CSL liquid in it, and that just helps, makes it more PVA friendly, if you will. So I can put a lot of it in the a PVA bag, attach it to my rig, and fire it out. I thought that's pretty good. So that's that method behind that madness. So let's hope that the Tench are still hungry, and hope to get another one before I go home tomorrow. See, the weather's meant to have been good today. It's quite warm. It's not, I won't say it's cold. It's just that bloody wind. It's just, last night was just horrendous. Absolute. There's a lad across from me. 2 lads on the point, and one of the lads, the actual peak on his bivvy, because they're facing the wind, his actual peak of his bivvy blew up and blew round and ripped. That's how windy it was. So he was saying this morning when he come round to have a look at the Tench, and yeah, bloody hell, it were windy. It were, but the old Titan never moved, never does. And you know, for once, I know it's going off subject, but the last 3 nights I've been under it, not once has it condensated. It's been bone dry, and it's because of the wind behind it, and the wind can get in, maybe. Because normally I like to put an overwrap over it, and yeah, pretty good. Anyway, I'm waffling on, as you can see. The kettle's on. If you're not a member of my Facebook group pages, I will put a link at the bottom of this DVD, this video should I say, this blog, to the groups, to Facebook. Get yourself on, and there's loads of them. There's lots of good anglers on there that will help you out if you're struggling with your tench fishing. You know, that's what the groups are there for, really. With the friendly groups, there's no idiots. You know, it's a good laugh. People respect each other, and we all help each other as well. And I'll also put a link to my like page, which you'll probably get more stuff on there than you will on the groups for me. The groups are like run by their own people, you know, they do their own photos and, you know, put their own bits and stuff on, where my page is solely for me, where I can just go on. You see, if I'm catching on a rig, I'll put the picture of the rig on, talk about things, you know, that sort of thing. It's not really a group, if you will. It's just to help other people out. It's mainly my stuff. Well, the groups are everybody's, you know, they help each other out and what have you. So there you have it. Right, I'm waffling. I will, kettle's boiling, so I'm going to see you all later. Hopefully with a bigger fish this time. 2 6-pounders, pretty good. And lost a nice fish. Could have been a carp, could have been a tench. But the last tench fought like a demon. It did. It fought like, I thought it was a carp. It proper stuck. It hold its ground. It was a good fight. It really was. So anyway, see you all later. Right, boys and girls, as you can tell, it's pissing down again. Been doing that all night. It is now Sunday morning, 9:30. I'm packing up now to get gone, get myself home, and I'll get this thing edited, get it on YouTube for you. It was a photos to upload of the tench that I caught, so I'm hoping to be back here in a week or 2 weeks time for some more tench. So looking forward to that. Hopefully by then the water will be a bit warmer and you might play ball a little bit more. That's what I'm hoping. But We'll have to see, won't we? It's meant to fine up today and get nicer, but just this morning when you're packing up ready to go home, it just has to turn like this, doesn't it? So anyway, thanks for watching. If you've managed to sit through this lot, you've done very well. I'm not going to call this an episode, actually. You know, it was meant to be episode 6, I think it was, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make it as through the spring and the summer months. I'm going to do, well, through the spring certainly I'm going to be doing Tench videos, vlogs. So I'll probably put it as a Tench, I don't know, Tench Adventures or something like that. You know, just something different. So anyway, thanks again for watching. See you all soon on the bank.